work his way through the bracket this week. Looked really strong in his previous matchups. Carnage, he's had his ups and downs, going through here. A lot of people have been expecting him to make it through to the regional final. So, let's see what he does today because he's got another tough match on his hands to try to make it. So this is, Carnage hasn't had an easy road.
And indeed, once again, we're back over to our default map here for the first match. The loser will get to pick the second map, and the same thing for the third map. Whoever loses the second map will get to pick that one. But let's head in game, as it is going to be time to start this one off. And I think I do have the sides wrong, so I'll flip those really quickly. Because I think it's actually Carnage on the blue side, so that's my bad there. There we go. That should be better. All right, so Carnage is on the blue side, excuse me, and discoRyne is going to be over on the red side. So in about 15 seconds, we can start off the first map, and we'll get a nice little peek. We saw both these guys. We saw some great movement from discoRyne, so I'm excited to see if we're going to get any of that again. And from Carnage, well, he's Carnage, so we have to hope that the skills come out and are enough for him to be able to push through and win this set, at least in a 2-1 fashion.
Round begins in 3, 2, 1. Round 1, fight.
Finally come.
All right, let's get into it. Let's take a look at Carnage first. Take a look at his perspective here, as he is going to go for the quick grab, using the dire orb early on here to get both the rails and the armor pickup. So he has that going for him. Still has to hunt down his opponent, however, who was sitting right below him. You could see the outline there. discoRyne hanging out. I did think he heard a pickup, and he went for the super SMG, so that's why he starts spamming over towards the portal exit. And Disco finally does push on that, but both these guys super passive right now. Oh, Carnage gets the late spot. He's going to miss his opportunity for what could have been a free rail. I don't believe Disco's been able to pick up a rail for himself just yet.
Or a rocket launcher. Carnage is doing a good job of area denial right now. He's recognizing he doesn't have a rocket or a rail, so you really play off that.
Continue to try and work on that advantage here. He knows Disco is still hanging out right where the power-up normally spawns in other game modes. It's tagged a little bit, but Disco really struggling to try and get past him. It looks like he may have finally pierced the veil, though. As Carnage continues to just pick up the rocket every time it spawns. He's going to jump up here. The dire report to get close up, and the LG work as well. Carnage backing away a little bit as the armor spawn's coming in, and it's a perfect read as well as it counters out discoRyne's path over to the rails. 80 more damage being done to Disco. He's just over 50 HP right now. Carnage is having trouble figuring out where the hell he went. He can't lock him down. He can't figure out he's down in those lower tunnels right now, so he's let him get away. However, still has him on lock right there as he now steals the mega health away from Disco. Disco has only recovered 1 health bubble and 1 mini armor, so he's still relatively weak right now. If Carnage wants to, he can get aggressive here.
Yeah, even though Carnage didn't get the kill there, he firmly established control over both major items, so Disco's got to regroup right now.
Stopwatch.
And he still hasn't got a rocket launcher or a railgun, so Carnage doing an excellent job right now.
It's a very slow-paced game, but Carnage is going to move down now. He's got the LG too as he jumps back up here. And every single spawn, Carnage keeps an eye on the rock as he moves in. Ooh, the LG's kind of rough for Carnage, though. Melts him down. He keeps trying to push directly into it, so he loses a lot of health off that one. He's got the armor spawn coming in about 10 seconds, though, so he can retreat to try and go towards that if he'd like. But his opponent, Disco, he's already beaten him over there, so he's going to try to teleport towards it. Can he get it in time? And no, it actually gets stolen. Oh, I think he did get it, but it didn't actually matter as Disco locks him down and picks up the kill anyway there, securing the initial frag for Disco. After all of that, after Carnage had an advantage for so long, that's got to be a little bit disappointing for Carnage.
Yeah, a little bit. Disco was slick, though, with being patient with the whole situation. So, and I think Carnage missed that armor. I'm pretty sure Disco picked it up.
Yeah, it was hard to tell who exactly got it. It was a little chaotic there. But Disco again, stuck on the outside here. He's going to get tagged. Another rail shot. It's the first priority for Carnage on spawn. Problem is the rail shot's really not going to accomplish all that much. Disco picks up the full armor and recovers everything he lost anyway.
And earlier on to go back to the first frag, Disco's really patient about setting up. Yeah, he didn't have a good arsenal, so he was good about trying to wait and be patient to set up that charge through a doorway when he had the lightning gun ready to go. And Carnage really paid for it.
Yeah, Disco. He's going to get pushed back. And now down into the depths, too. Carnage actually has a pretty good room to engage here with the rail. But Disco's going to look to reverse that nice head-on rocket. He underestimates the projectile distance there of Carnage, so he overshoots the second rocket. But he's still going to be able to fall back here and now try to lock him down with an LG. Doing some okay work, just not really enough damage here. He actually kind of came out on the losing end of that trade here. Has to try and scuttle back over towards the armor, as that's going to be coming up in just a few moments. But hold on now. Disco wants to get aggressive here. He wants to play up close and personal against Carnage, and that's not working. The LG work from Carnage is doing some good stuff. Disco missed an opportunity to pour it up on top. He's going to choose to stay on the low ground for right now, as now Carnage has moved in and has stolen control over the armor. And maybe go for the full health in a second too, since he knows that Disco is still way out here in mid. On using the visor intel, but oh, nicely done. Carnage trying to chase down a kill so that he could at the very least take this into OT, but Disco says no to that one and denies it with a slipgate kill. Nicely played from him. The last champion alive for Carnage is moving into the play here now, trying to play it up close, but Disco's got the shotty, doing massive damage. One more shot. No, actually, Carnage at the last second flips it,
Wow.
but he only has 30 seconds to kill the newly spawned player from Disco, and Carnage has to take some time to go scavenging health on his own. He's going to go up here thinking the Mega Health's there, but it's still 6 seconds away. This is not going to be good. Carnage is on a rope, and he has to run so quickly to try and chase down this kill on the enemy Nyx.
Yeah, probably not going to get it here with the Nyx and Ghost Walk up, but almost a good recovery. He got a little, I know he had to get aggressive, but he kind of took a straight line, like when he, there's a way to get aggressive without just like lining yourself up for it. And unfortunately, the slipgate was there. It's really tough, when you're coming in on a Ranger and the Ranger's in a desperate spot. It's hard sometimes to remember that slipgate's probably going to come at you at some point. So I know it's happened to me on more than one occasion where I'm just moving in for a kill and you're like, oh, I got this dude, and next thing you know, I'm slipgated and dead.
Oh, for Carnage here. Oh, okay. Disco almost pulling out the gauntlet kill there, trying to get a little bit close. His opponent a little bit angry maybe, but they back away from each other, and Disco ends up taking a little bit of damage as a result of trying to have some fun there. But he'll be able to recover that pretty quickly. Ends up back at full health here now. And we'll be evacuating over towards... Actually, he'll be trying to push on Carnage a little bit, but Carnage still has a really good positional advantage, so that may not be the smartest thing to do at this point in time. Disco's going to have to use his Dire Orb to port back over and now get in position for this armor spawn, but Carnage knows he's going for that one, so he's going to try to challenge it himself. Nicely done with the rails. Gets the double shot, and there you go. We'll claim the first kill this time around, knocking out the enemy Ranger.
Yeah, good speed. I like the way he's moving around the map. Seems to be getting into a groove a little bit there. Took the high ground and landed some good shots.
So there is going to be a great opportunity for Carnage now to strike back, claim dominance over Disco. He's continuing forward, and there's a nice little sneak rail that he gets off against Disco there. He's going to try to race the enemy clutch over to the other side of the map as Carnage, yeah, and as you were saying, that great denial continues to block off both these power-ups. Carnage controlling pretty much all the high ground on this map so far, but he has lost the scent of Disco for a moment here. So he has to take a moment, figure out where he's gone. Disco's not even going to attempt to challenge this newly spawned Mega Health. He's just going to use it as an opportunity to get himself cleanly up on top of the bridge, but in will come Carnage. Trying to take this fight quickly over to the rail, and now going to Dire Orb up close. He actually did do 100 damage to him as it crossed him, and there you go. There's the tag as well, bringing Disco down to just under a tick of both armor and health. He's quickly recovering it, though, so Carnage, if he wants this kill now, he needs to follow up quickly, and there we go. He doesn't even realize it. Disco didn't even see Carnage jump up behind him for the second time. So Carnage gets another kill, and now has a 3v1 advantage with still 3 minutes to go. discoRyne has to attempt a 1v3.
Dire Orb was huge. He had a shield up, and he ate 100 damage regardless of the shield. Really changed the flow of things there.
Stopwatch. Tank.
For Carnage, again, it's all a hunting game. Just trying to figure out where that Nyx went. We can lock it out of the play. Disco still sitting down below. Carnage actually having a hard time tracking the Nyx down. But Carnage still has a decent advantage to work off of here. He's still controlling both the power-ups. Disco may actually attempt to challenge on the Mega Health here in a second, though, as that's going to come up in about 5 seconds. And Carnage sneaking into the room. He might be able to safely use the jump pad. In fact, there he goes, jumping right on top of the Nyx. The Nyx is forced to use the stealth. Carnage steals the Mega Health, but Carnage misreads the direction of the Nyx, so he's not going to be able to follow through and get the immediate kill this time.
So good ambush and good timing. Great timing by Carnage. Came up right at the time it was going to spawn. You know, forced the Ghost Walk, picked up the Mega Health. So Disco's not in a good spot right now. Ghost Walk is down. I expect Carnage to get really aggressive.
We're just waiting for them to cross back over. Now is when he can lock it down as the Nyx is trying to cross into the next room. There's the rail. There's your chance. But no, he doesn't go for it. He's too focused on the power-ups. So Disco is going to escape. And once again, live to fight another day, at least for now, as Carnage wants to keep his stack going. That's his #1 priority right now, is keeping his timers running, making sure he continuously picks up the power-ups. Killing his opponent is a secondary priority, especially when he has this much of a lead.
Yeah, no sense letting him get any of these items. So it was a good back off. He has him hurting. So just keep him in that state to where, I mean, you know where he's generally going to go when he's like that. He's going to be down on this lower pillar area and down my lightning gun. So
Carnage almost missing the jump there. A little bit tricky. The Dire Orb does go down. He uses it for damage, though, so he's not going to port to it. And again, just continuing his runs towards the other side of the map. Same with the other direction. He should be able to hear that jump up. And actually, for the first time, he might actually lose the armor here. His opponent trying to get on top of it. Does get it. I believe he timed the shot to go after the armor, though, so most of it is now gone. But Carnage also being hit quite heavily. With 30 seconds left, he can't afford to waste one of his lives right now and open up another opportunity for Disco to multi-frag. He's going to try to delay his death, if possible, for as long as possible. Doesn't mind now, since the time is so low, letting discoRyne get some of these extra power-ups here, because he can just dodge and run away for the next 15 seconds and win it out on timer.
yeah, no need to even challenge for the
Yeah, Disco even
Mega
knows
Health
it's not
there.
possible.
Yeah, Disco knows. Going into round 3. Very evenly, good competition right here between these two. Good recovery by Carnage.
Yeah, really smart play from Carnage and really exercised full control over the entire map for most of that entire second round there. It was only at the very end that discoRyne started to turn it back around, but like we were saying at that point, it didn't really matter that much anyway, since Carnage was probably going to win it out via the timer. Even if he lost his Ranger there, it's going to be pretty hard for him to refrag the second one. And now there's going to be another quick fight, and what's this? Oh my goodness, the Slipgate does save his life, and no! Carnage, he thought he had the humiliation kill, but he's the one who's going to find himself humiliated. Disco turns that fight back on its heels, and now he claims the first kill. He's not safe just yet, though. The fresh spawn here on the visor from Carnage could still kill Disco, but it doesn't look like he's trying to go aggressively enough there and to try and take down the remaining 50 HP on Disco. So he is going to give him time to recover. Time to save himself here. The push is going to bring itself out here. Disco just
Good push by Carnage there.
tries to tag on for a little bit of damage, but Carnage picks up the Mega Health, so the damage is made inept. And also Carnage, because Disco has been super passive here, Carnage is going to be able to roll right up, and oh, missed rail too. So there's bait, the setup to let him make it seem like he was going to be able to go in and get the armor for free. Didn't work out because he missed the rail. And that's where Carnage is not going to gain his revenge. He's back on top here. Potential to spin this back around. He just needs to re-engage and get this frag to trade it back and bring it down to another 2v2. There we go. There's the rail shot connecting on him. The Dire Orb, and he is going to take the port, so continuing the fight close up. He has Carnage down a little bit lower. He's almost knocked out his armor, but again, both back away. Neither one of them wants to take the fight. But Disco is going to... Oh, hold on. The fight not be done just yet. Carnage wanted to go back up to get the armor, but no, Disco's going to steal it.
Missed rocket jump there by Disco. It was a nicer play with the Slipgate. I like the late teleport like that. He probably had Carnage thinking it was just a fake, and he took it at the last second.
So now Disco, he's in that same situation where he can either hide or continue the fight.
Still plenty of clock. You don't want to slow play this and just let Carnage have heavy.
Well, in a moment, he's going to let him get the armor anyway. He should. Yeah, Carnage is going to be able to go in and get that one. So Disco loses that advantage. And Carnage also still has control over the Mega, at least for right now. Obviously, the position from Disco kind of assumes that he's going to be able to take it back, but look at this fight. They are going to jump right back into it. Disco hit a direct rocket. I think he almost hit a second one, too, but pushed out at the last second. And obviously, Carnage will not continue the fight just yet. He is going to leap over, prioritizing his pickups, as this should be no one's surprise at this point. And now he's going to leap down, try to close out, but he's got him so low, but he bails out again at the last second.
Going for a finishing rail. Probably could have got really aggressive there with maybe a lightning gun or something.
And he's still looking for it, too, despite the fact that Disco is now sitting back at max HP. Carnage as well, having generated what he has. Disco has not been able close out on a second frag just yet and continues to delay this timer. Now well over 3 minutes, 2 minutes to go. Keep in mind, disco still has the advantage. The carnage trades the kill back out. And this does go to sudden death at 5 minutes if no one else gets a frag in that time. Here comes the leap. Oh, nice from Carnage. Didn't even have to get himself up on that top platform at all. Nice, nice. Having a little bit of fun. Just jumped up, got the quick first shot, and then the follow-through onto the second shot was probably the most impressive, considering he's soaring through the air whilst doing that. So beautiful stuff from Carnage. Finally traded out that kill, and now he just needs to get an advantage in the next minute and 15 seconds, or outright win the round. Oh no, he's trapped here by the nail gun. Falls back. Thankfully didn't take a whole lot of damage, and the damage the disco did suffer is enough to force him out of this fight. He goes looking for the armor pickup. He's going to get it, and again, Carnage not choosing to go for the fight here, not choosing to try and push back up and contest anything that disco has control over. So he's going to let him fall back, recover his armor, and maybe his health in a second too, as the mega health spawn is coming up. But I think that, unfortunately for disco, he miscalculated this one a little bit, and he has let Carnage get away with it.
Yeah, Carnage is in good shape right now. Challenge for this heavy armor. Just keep high ground on bridge. Good pop up ability here. He's going to take a pot shot at him. I'd be surprised if he doesn't. Yeah, and then because he had a little bit of time. Now he's going to go back for mega health, I would imagine.
Not ready to jump back into the fight here, however. In fact, the stealth gets popped off by disco pretty quickly. Trying to look for it, but oh no, he gets juked, and now he's lost the mega health, and he's pushed down into the pit here. Not taking a whole lot of damage just yet, and he won't, as neither player is going to continue this fight. This will go to sudden death, however, as we're just about to push over 5 minutes, so the next kill in this engagement will win the round.
Sudden death.
And there, okay.
Great combo.
Perfect timing right there from Carnage. And another very fast kill. So fast, we can't even keep up with it. He goes up 2-1 there. Carnage is on map point first.
Just good positioning there, you know, high ground. You drop a rocket on somebody, pop a little bit, and you follow up with the rail shot. It's a great combo, and given his position in the high ground, you know, on bridge there, he was in great shape to do it. So good finish there by Carnage. Good round 3.
Carnage is going to be ready to immediately fight. Look at that reversal positions. Oh, he slugged a bit on the rail there, so he missed it. Corrects his position, and now one more. He's got it, and there you go. Carnage with a quick first kill. Only took him 20 seconds into the round due to disco trying to go for an aggressive contention. Did not work out. So Carnage ends up with a 3v2 advantage right at the start, and oh, could actually go more than that if he wanted to. I think that shot hit way better than he was expecting.
Yeah, I think so too. When he turned around and popped his ghost walk, I wonder if he realized the ghost walk is down right now.
I'm not sure. Regardless, I'm just gonna move over here now to try and challenge it. Oh, that LG work. Oh my goodness, he only had 1 damage on this one rocket that he hit. So great reversal from disco. Just hit in the corner. Carnage had no clue who was close to there.
Yeah, great ambush, and then wow, he pinned him. I mean, he just had Carnage completely discombobulated when he got thrown in the air with the lightning gun.
Disco actually messed up a little bit here, so he's not directly on top. And oh no, now he's lost the mega health. Has to pop the stealth, but he's close. He's close. He might be able to immediately refrag this when he gets out of stealth. 6 HP though. Nope, disco is gone. He's looking to survive, not frag.
Yeah, but he's lost everything now.
Carnage has been able to get everything going for him, so all he has to do is lock down the position of disco. Claim that next frag, and then he can have the advantage that he's had in the previous rounds before this one. Here we go out to the open. Rail shot attempt from him. Won't connect. No. Just going to go close by. Well, was close by, I should say. Had the potential to maybe go in and sneak the armor, but is completely avoiding it. He's just sticking to his standard health pool for right now.
If disco doesn't have a rail yet, I would imagine he's going to try to get over there right now, maybe with the wall jump. Back him up.
I think he's still a little bit scared of Carnage jumping up on him. So he's fully committed himself. There's the nice 100 damage rocket coming out from disco, though. Well, it gets popped, so not sure why the stealth came immediately after that. They still know where he is. He gets immediately tagged as soon as he pops into stealth, and there's the follow-up again from Carnage. Another kill from him. Now he's got a 2v1 advantage.
Yeah, nice railing from Carnage right now. Going at 43%, just 7% for disco. So he's completely dominating the long-range encounters.
jump up as well here. Surprised with the shield from the clutch here. Carnage trying to hold on. He is in a bit of a rough patch here. Potential for a trade from Disco is very likely unless Carnage get out here again. The one rocket. That's so unfortunate. That's the same exact thing that happened last time he tried to go for a quick second kill or someone pushed onto him. So he will lose that. And now he goes down to his Nyx. 2 minutes left in the round, but it does become next kill wins here. And Disco getting hyper aggressive, trying to push up onto Carnage to take him down immediately, but thankfully Carnage had the stealth ready to go, so he was able to ghost walk out of harm's way.
Yeah, Carnage just got put in a bad spot there with the clutch in that rocket launcher battle. So it's unfortunate for him because he's looking like he was in great shape to maybe close out this map. Now Disco's in the running, forces to a 5th round.
Disco going to be leaping forward. Again, the stealth came up quickly enough, though. But she's just going to be standing there. So Disco is still ready to re-engage. Not anymore, though. After his armor has been removed from himself. And he now has to go for the pickup. Is Carnage nearby? Not really. He is going to... Whoa, okay. He's going to jump in and take this fight anyway. Bit of a back-and-forth battle here. And Carnage missing a very important rail shot that could have just decimated the health pool from Disco. But it doesn't happen. It doesn't connect. And now they, again, have to back up and get ready to joust another time.
Carnage a little unsure about timing there. You can see him sitting on the heavy armor waiting, wondering if it's going to come up in a few seconds. So he clearly doesn't have a handle on when that's coming up right now.
Disco, oh, great timing on the shield pop. I think he just managed to dodge a rail right there. Now, he's also going to get knocked back, but beautiful stuff from Carnage as well. And with that, Carnage is going to be able to secure the final kill, and he'll take control of this map 3-1, going up 1-0 in the series overall.
There's some great combos there from Carnage. Some really great combos. His railgun really started to heat up there, and you see 20 of 47. Only 1 of 14 there for Disco. So those long-range encounters, I mean, Carnage is just lining him up and really just taking him down there. So a good turnaround for Carnage. Started off a little rough for him, but seemed to settle in really nicely there.
And so with Carnage now ahead of 1-0, he only needs one more map to finally, we know he's been grinding for it, finally secure his spot in the North American Regionals. Disco as well is one map away from being eliminated here and having to restart it all over again in the coming week. We will see if he's going to be able to do it. And we'll see the map here in a second too. Let's take a look. And yeah.
He's saying Blood Run.
Blood Run is what we're going to go to. So the classic Quake map for the second one. And we will jump over towards that and see if Disco is going to have any better luck here, or if Carnage has finally been able to lock this series down and secure himself that playoff spot.
Yeah, this would be big for Carnage to break through. He's, like I said, he's struggled a little bit. He had some tough matches. I mean, it's not like he didn't exactly lose to nobody's, the first couple of weeks. So he's had a rough road. He had some good competition to try to get where he is right now. So if he can close the show, it's good. It's good practice for him too. Other people maybe had a easier road. Sometimes it's good to have that hard road really get you ready for land later on.
With mirror picks there up until the very end as well, but we do see a slight difference, a preference for discoRyne of going for a scale bearer instead of a visor that Carnage shows. So Carnage, I think, running with pretty much the same exact lineup that he had in the last map. discoRyne is going to be bringing a scale bearer into the fold this time, however, so slightly different for him. No Galena, that was becoming a popular choice for some of our other players here on this map specifically, but it will not be the case this time. Anyway, time to jump into it here as soon as we get to the warm-up in about 20 seconds. We will be getting started on Blood Run for our second map, and Carnage has the edge here, so if he takes it, he'll win out the series. A little bit of friendly banter in the chat as well.
It's always good, man. Even though it's competition, it's just to be good fun in the end. And so I like, some good banter, a little tongue-in-cheek, a little trash talk, nothing too serious. Keep it light. And, everybody's trying to win, but at the same time, everybody should be having fun too.
3, 2, 1. Round 1.
All right, let's go. Let's get to it here. Started off on Carnage as the fight is going to immediately start. Carnage again trying to go for the gauntlet kill. In fact, I think he assists himself with that. And now on the spawn, immediately tags into the secondary spawn from discoRyne too. As soon as he jumps into it, look at this. discoRyne barely survives it. He's almost immediately dead on the Nyx there. He's down to like 5 HP right now, trying to recover.
Amazing fast start for Carnage.
Now, does spot the Nyx in the open, or he should have seen it a moment ago there. I don't think he followed it through properly, though, so he kind of lost the Nyx for a second. Now he's going to be able to go back in, gets himself the health, and now leaps upstairs. Beautiful rocket. Oh my god, carnage. What is going on right now? And again, right at spawn. Another rail and another one. discoRyne. Thank goodness he had a scale bearer. If he was on anyone else, he'd be dead right now. And he might still be dead as Carnage, in under a minute, claims round 1.
Woo! Somebody get a fan or something. Cool this man off. That was hot. Seriously hot.
That was
Especially the rocket rail combo and the stairwell going to rocket launcher. Man, Jesus.
Incredible stuff from him, and they're going to jump right into the fight again. Carnage got the mega health as well. He spawned a little bit closer to it, so he was able to jump forward, and oh no, Disco tried to swap over at the last second, so Carnage is continuing his rampage. He's already at 4 kills with still less than a minute of play. I think it's just now gone over a minute at this point. Carnage, though, a little bit of trouble, getting hit by that rocket. Thankfully, he had those health bubbles in the next room, so was able to recover, but he's got to watch out as there's a player sitting close to him here if he doesn't catch it. And there we go. Carnage now being jumped on by discoRyne, down at 30 HP, forced to retreat. He'll be okay for now if he can survive for another 2 seconds. He can't get hit by another rocket, though. He's got it. He'll pour it on top of it, and the mega health saves his life.
Wow, it's just another fast start for Carnage. He has both items. He can still challenge this, maybe. It looks like he's going to take a more defensive tack, yeah.
So finally, the game calms down a little bit here.
It has just been just nonstop, from the opening bell, so.
Sit back. Oh, nice dire report as well. Right up on top of his opponent. Right up on top. And again, he completely traps the Nyx. And I was just waiting for the spawn to come in. Knows exactly where it's at. Beautiful damage being done. Another double hit. Thankfully, Disco did the charge. He's not as squishy as before. He might actually be able to convert this now. Carnage, is he going to be this greedy? Is he going to want to go for the kill this quickly? It looks like he's backing up. It looks like he's going to give Disco a little bit of room to breathe, instead of throwing it away to try to go for the quick end of the round again. He gets the armor, only at 8 HP, though. He's got to be so careful, and finally his perfect run is ended as Disco takes him down. And now Disco's going to try to get some fragging done on the spawn. Won't work out initially. Disco, you're still low too, man. You've got to run into that blood pit and try to get some health back through the portal, trying to escape. Let's see, where exactly is Carnage at, though? Is he chasing him, or is he trying to stay away? Looks like he's just trying to lock him down a little bit. Not too aggressively. He does keep in mind that he's going up against a scale bearer. You can hear him coming from a mile away, and nicely done again. Oh, get charged into, but that doesn't even matter.
Very good.
Carnage shuts it down, and that's a round 2 already under his control. I think discoRyne might have made a small mistake by picking this map.
Carnage is starting off really fast. That was an easy read for Carnage there. You could hear that scale bearer coming. Good placed rockets, and Disco tried to get aggressive, make it happen with the charge, but it wasn't enough.
Now Carnage again ready to immediately jump into the fight if necessary. Does just go in for the armor pickup, however, but his opponent sits right below him, ready to fight if needed.
On the bright side, discoRyne didn't die in the first 5 seconds of this round.
Yeah,
so it's a much better start for him.
That's the good news. Now he just has to actually try and convert more than 1 kill. Carnage ready to port forward here if needed. To bait his opponent out of the waste of rocket at least, but Disco's actually going to control the power up right now. The armor's still up on top, though, and actually, no, Disco got them both this time, so Carnage with a bit of an uncharacteristic allowance of control there. Just back up, was trying to line up some nice rail shots, but instead gave Disco full control over both the power-ups.
Yeah, I want to see if Carnage cools off a little bit. He's down, and I say down to 57% on his railgun accuracy right now. He was over 60% a minute ago, so...
Yeah, now it goes onto the ground again, baits his opponent out, not getting a lot of damage yet. The port in front of him is also going to hurt as well, and it's Disco that gets the kill this time. Finally, Disco on the comeback a little bit, as he is going to claim the first kill about a minute and 15 seconds into the round.
Yeah, did good damage with his gate as well. Yeah, so that really put Carnage to a bad spot, and he finished him up with the rocket.
Yeah, Carnage going over to the visor. He doesn't know, generally speaking, where discoRyne is hiding at. But he still needs to actually get in there and lock him down. Nice damage on the rocket. Perfect position. Be able to take him down. No, another rail shot as well hit by him. He can follow this through. Trying to shut down the kill if he can. Won't get it with one more rail. And in the meantime, Disco, he backed out of this fight anyway. So he is going to be moving away.
Good challenge by Carnage to steal that heavy armor. He's in great shape now to kind of get back in this match here and tie it up.
Carnage still has the hack on, so he does know where Disco is at. Knows he's up there. Fortunately, doesn't get a whole lot of use out of it, but now he's got back both the power-ups under his control. So he has every right to initiate on discoRyne here. Just has to, again, find out where he's at, as the active use before didn't really give him like a really good idea as to where he was going, and that was, you know, eons ago in Quake time anyway, so. He's gonna have to try and figure out exactly where Disco's headed here. Lock him out, take him down. Try to bring this back a little. We're halfway into the round, so carnage still is at a disadvantage here. Again, there's the pop. So try to time these rockets. One will hit there now through the portal. He's hitting for pretty low amounts. He bounces opponent, missed the rail though. He's got the time to reload, but Disco again beats him to it. He's getting a little too rail hungry now is the problem. And he gets caught in his reload time, so Disco is able to continuously win out the battle as a result of that. Carnage now down to just one here.
Yeah, could have probably finished the kill with the rocket launcher, especially when he got knocked down. It was really there for him, even though he hit the rails. He finished with 7 health, but I mean, like you said, that reload time really came back to hurt Carnage there.
And goodbye. Nicely done by discoRyne. Great reversal after 2 kind of soul-crushing rounds from Disco. So at the very least, he still has some fight left in him. He's brought it back for 1. Now he needs another to tie this up before we go to round 5.
Yeah, definitely a big recovery round for him, because Carnage had him running in those first 2 rounds.
Carnage again getting tagged early on here. This is actually some pretty good stuff from Disco. It's keeping him in the match. Even in the fight. Man, this is a map that Disco absolutely has to win due to Carnage. Claiming map number 1 already. Carnage gonna jump into the battle here. Good rockets this time. The Dire Orb to counter that though, and now Carnage is low again. He's learned his opponent's strengths, knows he can't continue to take that fight, so he does back out, looking to regenerate a little bit here. If he hit that rail, I imagine he would have gone up the jump pad. In fact, he might still go up the jump pad. He's thinking about it. His opponent jumped down, though. He doesn't realize it, so Disco walks in, and again here on this run. Now he gets the first kill for a second time.
Oh. Disco's in great shape right now. He's going to have both major items.
Disco and Carnage seem to have switched or something like that, because now it's Disco dominating, but hold on. Here's a chance for Carnage to strike back, but no! Denied at the last second again! And he recovers HP very quickly. So if Carnage doesn't realize that, and if Carnage tries to chase this kill down fast, Carnage could lose his 3rd champion as well.
That was a clutch rail by Disco. Carnage was going to finish him for sure with the machine gun if he didn't land it.
Carnage trying to make this push forward here. He's got him locked into the pit. Over to the LG as well, but the LG tracing is bad, and there we go. Disco now with his own fast round. 1 minute, 26 seconds on that time, and it takes it up to 2-2. Round number 5 will decide this map, as we are just rushing through these rounds.
Round begins in
wow, blitz rounds right now. These are seriously blitz rounds, but Carnage needs to recover right now.
Disco. Okay, just an SMG battle. It seems at the start here, both players going at it, and Disco, a little bit of port damage that time. A little bit more too with the tri-bolt. So it brings Disco off of his armor count. Down to basically just his regular HP. Carnage at the same time still has quite a bit of armor to play off of. In fact, full armor here now. And he'll recover his HP in the blood pool. So he's got a little bit of an edge if he tries to go for this fight here, but he does have to watch out, and he might want to wait for this next sequence of spawns. Nice timing as well. Look at that damage being done as his opponent port down. Well, Carnage lost it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think his opponent actually did jump down. I think both of them ported away from each other. So now he's going to leap back in, hits the rail, knows he's up top here. Now he needs to chase him down quickly before he can recover. He's only at about 75 HP. Having trouble finding him, though. Should have heard that armor pickup in the other room. And right now just trying to be very, very quiet about the way he takes this. When he would go downstairs. Wrong about that one, though. And Disco has just been remaining stable up on top.
The Disco was actually fortunate that Carnage was deciding to teleport back up after that mega health, because he came down into that and he didn't get it, so he would have been in big trouble.
And now he's going to jump into this fight. This one might be a little bit ill-advised, though. Disco just tearing Carnage apart with that nail gun. It's a good thing that Disco fell down. But whoa, Carnage, why would you jump out with that low HP? You just handed the kill to Disco.
Yeah, and even the engaging the way he did with the slip gate was a little careless. I mean, he landed right in front of him, and you know, guys at this level can really line you up. And he just ate so much nail gun there. It really messed him up.
Carnage. Still Still trying to look for an edge here. He won the first 2 rounds so quickly. This would be incredible if disco ran the reverse sweep on this map here to be able to win it out himself. But granted, it's amazing that disco has been able to stay in it for this long, let alone now have the lead in the 5th and final round. 3 minutes remain. Good damage done by Carnage. He cannot chase it up on top anymore as he's no longer on the Ranger there. He's over to the Nyx now, so he only has the stealth to utilize this time. But considering that he keeps messing up in a lot of these fights, having that stealth may help out to a big degree, just like that. And there we go. Completes the trade, brings us down to a 2v2. Now it's another mirror matchup, though, as we'll go into the Nyx v Nyx fight. Carnage wanted to chase it. However, disco spawns by the rockets, so look at this now. Disco, he's going to jump right into his face and immediately takes him down, as there's the second kill now for disco. He's one more frag away from taking this to a map 3, and he's immediately going to look to do damage on this spawn. Rolling back in from both sides here too. Disco.
Yeah, I thought Carnage got a little careless after the kill. I thought he could have made a bit more concerned about making sure he secured that next big heavy armor pickup.
Oh, and look at those rockets from
Good
disco.
comeback.
That's going to be enough, and he will do it. Disco completes the reverse sweep there after Carnage dominated the first 2 rounds. discoRyne claims map number 2. Will tie this setup at 1-1, and probably one of the fastest maps we've seen all day, despite coming to all 5 rounds. And with that, we're going to head to a 3rd and final map to figure out who is going to be our 8th and final North American player to qualify for regionals this week.
Yeah, Carnage asking for, looks like we're going to go to Sarnath for the final map here. Big turnaround for disco. I mean, everything was going against him early on, so you got to give props to disco for sticking with it and, you know, not losing heart there. He kept the faith, you know, kept playing hard and was able to come back there, and he was capitalizing on some of Carnage's mistakes. You know, from Carnage's perspective, he needs to think, you know, he had a chance there to close out that map, close out the whole match, and he missed it. So he needs to regroup now and make sure he doesn't miss it here and this time, because it's all or nothing right now.
So let's take a look here now. Should be a pretty quick switch for our admins. Oh, I think disco may want to reset. Yeah, I think he's going to reset. Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, yeah, they should cancel this. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I think disco is just resetting his client really quickly, and then he's going to jump back. Well, both of them are, I guess, under these circumstances. Yep. So, and then we'll jump back into the server. Hopefully it just takes like 2-3 minutes here. And then we can jump back into Ruins to define it as our 3rd and final map. But I mean, you have to give props really to both those players for knowing the map as well as they did. Specifically Carnage at the start there. The very first round that he won in under a minute was absolutely insane with the way he was able to lock it down. He just completely abused the spawn positions as well. Had to go in there and punish disco every single time he got back up. He was almost instantly dead the second he spawned. So giving him really no room to breathe. But disco pulling off the exact same feats. These guys are super evenly matched right now.
Yeah, very much so. It went back and forth. Very, very big momentum swings. I mean, one extreme to the other. Carnage, you know, started off really hot in 2 of those rounds. I mean, we saw him get a frag in like the first 5 seconds. And even in the later rounds, you know, he started off quick, got a lot of machine gun damage, didn't get the kill, but, you know, he got the mega health, he got the, you know, the heavy armor to start off the, you know, the match, and got off to a good start. He just couldn't close. So it was a little disappointing. I'm sure there's some engagements there that if he saw the video, he'd definitely want back. Especially, you know, there was a time when he dropped, you know, his opponent dropped down, disco dropped down, and he had the railgun, and we saw it. He hit, even though he hit his 2 shots, you know, he wasn't in. He just didn't get the kill, and the reload time really hurt him, and so disco was putting damage on him the whole time. So again, that was a killing opportunity where if you had a rocket launcher to the LG kind of combo right down there, he probably gets that kill, and maybe we're not in map 3 right now. So just some things for him to consider moving on.
So we are just waiting for disco now as Carnage is back on his pedestal there. And there we go. So we should be good to start it. Let's just make sure nobody has any issues or anything. And I don't think that would be the case. Yep, everybody's ready. And in we go. Searching for the match now. So as soon as we get our server, we will jump into it here and take a look. See if Carnage is going to be able to bounce back now after he dropped what was a very solidified, it seemed, 2-0 lead back on Blood Run, but now has lost it to discoRyne on the map pick there. And now he gets to choose this map for the 3rd and final encounter between these 2 players, and we will see if Carnage is able to hold on or if it's going to be disco now that steals it out of his hands and takes the final spot this week. And same picks again, it looks like, so nobody changing anything up.
Yep. This is big. See if Carnage can get off to a fast start like he did in the previous map, and keep it rolling this time.
All right. So once again, same sides as before. Carnage will be your player on the left side of the UI, and disco will be over on the right side. Same choices as previous, and the players now just having some fun and warm up. So as soon as we get past this, in about 15 seconds here, we will be able to go live with our final map of the day. Keep in mind, folks, we've had plenty more action going on throughout the weekend. If you have been wanting to check some of that out, you can go ahead and check over on our VODs, where you should be able to watch some of the sacrifice action, some of the earlier duels that we've had, not just from this region, but for Europe as well. And as a reminder, there's still at least one more cup here, and plenty more cups for sacrifice, at least in the North American region. You guys can find all the information you need on how to sign up for these by heading on over to the ESL Play website, which has all the news you need on how to qualify for the Quake World Championships regionals. Time is running out, so if you're a Quake Champions player and you think you have what it takes, be sure to jump in and try your best at it next week. But let's get to it. Round 1 has begun. Carnage starting us off here as well. He's going to pop that active right away to be able to spot out where discoRyne is headed. And I'll see if he can track him down based on that.
Yeah, Disco gave him a little juke to try to, I think he realized he popped it. And I like what Disco did there. He delayed right away, so I'm surprised is he not going to go for this Mega Health? It looked like he was delaying the initial armor pickup.
Yeah.
Carnage might have picked up on
That's
that,
about
but, he's going to go for it. Yeah, it's a little bit of a tactical error. I don't think you should delay and not major item like that unless you're really ready to start challenging for them, and he obviously wasn't. So Carnage is going to have solid timing on both these maps.
And as for Disco, well, he's immediately on recovery. There's the pop, and now Carnage can time his rockets basically perfectly as he sees them all coming. Still takes a little bit of damage. That's fine, though, because he's overcharged. And Disco, well, he wants nothing to do with this fight. Spawns are coming up in a moment. He needs to make sure he makes the runs over here to be able to go and pick that up. But, oh, no, this LG again from Disco. It's been such a problem for Carnage in this entire 3-map set so far. And once again, it almost leads to his early death. He's able to recover the armor, so he's back in the game a little bit, but his health is still kind of low. Thankfully, those little bubbles in the ground will help him out. That and the pullback overall from Disco, but I think Carnage heard something up there. So he knows he's going to be in this fight, trying to move in, trying to steal the health. Disco still mistiming the spawn on that one, so he ends up jumping through and just eating a rail shot now at just under 75 HP. And oh, he might find himself dead here too if he doesn't back up quickly enough. Carnage trying to time it to avoid the rockets. And he does get past it. Unfortunately, he's also let Disco get away. And he'll be able to survive again while only taking 25 damage in that encounter. Now, he's desperately trying to hunt him down. He's found him, but he's way too far away. He's going to try to leap up to it. But the port at the last second as well from Disco here. Carnage trying to lock him down. And there we go. Carnage gets the first kill of the map.
Yeah, it was just a little unlucky, unfortunate for Disco there. He was using his gate to get across the map, and Carnage just happened to be rocket jumping up at the same time, saw it, and caught him coming out of the port.
And oh, speaking of the stealth, nicely done. He's able to use that. I don't even know if Disco was trying to do that intentionally, but it worked out okay. Where he got himself a nice little flank behind Carnage, tagged him. Unfortunately, Carnage has already recovered to that one, but another rail shot, and the missed ones from Disco are brutal. Carnage just controls the situation with an LG, and there you go. Now he closes out on a second kill, putting Disco down to his scale bearer as his last man standing.
Yeah, good recognition by Carnage. Had a stack advantage, even if he lands his shots. That's why I mentioned earlier. It's like if he's going to hit these shots 3 in a row, great, good for him. You make him put the pressure on it with the lightning gun. So good play by Carnage to get the frag there.
Carnage with a nice little flicker, already tagging down his enemy,
Stopwatch.
bringing him on just health. That's a lot of health though for Disco, so it's not necessarily a clean bet that he could get the kill if he went for the engagement just yet. Still has to stack up a bit more here. Trying to whittle down at the HP of Disco, but in a moment he is going to be able to swing out and try to look for him. Oh, the missed rail from Disco though alerts Carnage to his presence. He hasn't been able to fully find him yet, but there we go. There's the tag, and still another missed shot from Disco. So Carnage takes a little bit of self-damage, and oh, has a slight edge over top here. Disco knows he can't win that fight if Carnage jumps into it right now, so he's going to try to rush around, but the rockets completely isolate Disco, and it's a 3-0 start for Carnage as he takes the first round.
Yeah, looking very strong. Look very stable, especially compared to the way things were ending up for him on ZTN. Looked like he was very much in command most of that round. So good job. He just needs to keep it up. I mean, he's playing really good right now, and he's off to a hot start with the rail again, 3 for 6. I mean, he was 3 for 5, but he's starting off hot again, so he needs to close the show this time and get himself a regional final spot.
Yep, 2 more rounds for Carnage. Just has to not have what happened on Blood Run happen again. And again, he's starting it off well. Nice little rail shot at the beginning of the round. Disco still low. Disco, you do not want to challenge that right now. It is a good thing you went out slowly, because otherwise Carnage would have hit you, and you would have been dead. So Disco just barely able to hold on there. He still is going to have to give the Mega Health over to Carnage, but Disco will control the armor this time. So we'll just trade it out and switch control of respective power-ups. Carnage is going to make a leap out here. I think he just spotted Disco too. Just wanted to confirm it with the pop so that he could try to lock this down and do a bit more creative work with the LG if needed. He saw the port. He did jump downstairs. It's far too risky for Carnage to make that jump too. So same as before, both are just going to go for their power-up runs, and then we'll see where things lead from there.
Yeah, Carnage looking to delay.
Smart about this one.
Yeah, he's
Listening
going
for
to
his
fight
opponent,
heavy.
too.
This heavy armor is going to be a pivotal battle coming up.
15 seconds for it. Does drop down, and oh no, he's got his opponent cornered. He's going to have to use that dire orb to get out of here. Carnage is going to take a risk, leaping back up. Oh, the lightning gun doing so much to Carnage again here, but he returned that damage with a rocket. Tries to snipe him out with the rail. Can't find him just yet, but now he gets sniped with his own rail. He's got to retreat. That armor's coming back up, and he needs it with only 45 HP. That should save him, and Disco realizes it, so he backs up. And now Carnage knows he's got the split timer, so he's trying to go up and get the health. Can't really rocket jump towards it, though, so nicely done. Disco is able to sneak in there and steal it.
Yeah, a little too late. Yeah, good idea though by Carnage. Just couldn't quite get there.
Carnage. Well, he has the armor control at the very least. It doesn't look like Disco is going
Well, they're
to
still separated. I mean, he's in good. He's in good. Oh, here we go.
When there we go. Carnage just barely stole the power armor. He manages to get that now and build himself up a little bit here, but he's still low overall. Disco got way more damage off on that fight, so good job by Disco. Basically makes the full armor inept. However, that returned rail from Carnage was also really great as it flipped the advantage again. Now he's going to dive in. This is a little bit risky doing it close up, but locks him down so close. One more rocket is all he needs. So he's over to the LG trying to lock him out, and there's the port. Doesn't go off. He's still stuck underneath here. Carnage, you're so close. Just dive in on that fight. He got hit by a rail, and it's a good thing he had enough health to eat that. Because otherwise, that would have been an amazing reversal. In fact, it still could be another reversal. Carnage, you got to run up the jump pad, try to escape. Thankfully, your opponent probably won't follow you up there, but you still need some health, man. 17 HP. You're just barely alive right now. Oh, and now Carnage losing the mega health too. This is rough for Carnage on the next spawn from Disco. Even though he got that kill, he's having a hard time keeping up with the fresh spawn. As Disco's getting a very dangerous stack built relatively quickly here. And I think he just saw Carnage go into the health room, so he's going to be able to tag him again with rails. Carnage trying to return the favor, but doesn't get it as easily as he'd like. He does get the nice track on Disco, so knows he went downstairs to claim the armor again. And now Carnage is trying to wait out the health, but he's not going to be safe to do so. In fact, he can hear Disco moving, trying to hop back in here. He needs to get that health very quickly. He cannot take the fight without it. The stealth moves in. Carnage, he's lost track of it, so he's going to get pushed on by the LG from behind. Still alive at about 50 HP. He needs to be careful about going behind here, though. He could just trap himself if he goes too far in. But no, his opponent didn't even realize he had gone back there, so was given a chance at a free rail, but didn't connect it.
Yeah, really close there. Carnage probably. I think Disco was low enough he would have died. So that was big.
Carnage has his dire orb back up now, ready to go too. So Carnage just trying to track down where Disco's at. Sees him in the armor room, and he just saw him jump up too. I think it expired right before he got to the top, so I don't think he was sure if he actually went fully up top or not. Important note here as well. Carnage still on his initial champion, and we're under a minute now. So if he can survive for the next 50 seconds, he'll win the round via timer. And go up 2-0.
Disco just used his Ghost Walk too, so he's going to need some hourglasses in order to make it up again before the timer's up.
There's that LG. Doing a lot of work here against Carnage. Not nearly as much as he did before, but another rail tag. Carnage, he's dancing with death here. He's got to be careful not to lose himself, or at the very least trade this back out. Nicely done on the rockets from Carnage, and now they're on the rings, and it's rail v rail, but Disco wins it, and that should save him from being timed out, as this is going to go to OT, and the next kill will win.
6 health, man. All he had to do is peek around with the machine gun, maybe, and that would have got it. But and Carnage's rail has been so hot for the majority of this game.
Stopwatch.
And we are crossing the 5-minute threshold now, so as I said, we'll end up in OT. Disco messes up that jump a little bit, so he's actually ended up on a low ground position compared to Carnage, but Carnage isn't really trying to hide his position too well. Thankfully, he hits the first rail, and now Disco swinging up atop will be able to secure himself. Pick up over rail 2. And a little bit of health recovery for himself there. Disco still has great control over most of these power-ups in a way, like the stealth. Carnage didn't see it coming. He heard it for sure, but oh, returns the favor even after Disco gets that straight out of stealth tag. So nicely spun around from Carnage and making the best out of an otherwise bad situation. Disco tries to go for the quick shot again. Misses it this time, and the armor spawn is coming up soon, so there's a race towards it. Doesn't look like Carnage is going to win that.
Disco's got to be careful down here.
Yeah, the rocket proficiency from Carnage is looking way better.
And Disco didn't have anything to fight with down there. He didn't have his Ghost Walk. He didn't have armor, so even though he got there first, he really didn't have anything to defend with.
So he'll back out of that one. He'll give it to Carnage. He still doesn't have any additional armor to play with it currently. So Carnage is looking to be in good form. Just has to try and lock out Disco here, but hold on. Disco getting an early spot. Can lock onto those rockets there. Great damage being done in the follow-up. Oh, that stealth just saved his life, too. The dire report would have been brutal. Now he moves in, but oh, at the last moment, Carnage returns it with his own rail, and that is going to give it to Carnage. He goes up 2-0 now. One more, and he claims his slot at regionals.
One clutch rail deserves another. I mean, he was low like Disco was low in that other encounter, and he just landed that. He landed that rail when he needed it.
So let's see if Carnage can close out. This is the same thing that happened back on Blood Run. This is where Disco turned it around before and had a reverse sweep 3-round run. So he's got the chance to do it again. It's certainly not impossible, as it is exactly what Disco just did. We will see. A new map. It's the map choice from Carnage as well, so Disco may not be as well versed here on the ruins. But it starts off slow. Carnage, though, seeing that rocket, lines up his first shot. Not a whole lot of... Oh, my God. I was about to say, not a whole lot of damage being done by Carnage, but it's immediately returned by Disco. He gets himself the nice return onto his own damage there, just destroying Carnage, and goodbye to his visor. Nice and early in the round. Then, oh, nicely done here again. Disco diving down into the armor room. Already tags him with the rails, knocking out a lot here. But look at this, the LG doing a lot of work to Disco. He's trying to return it with rockets, and now on rails, they're both low. Carnage a little bit lower off, but no, Carnage does better work with the LG, and he wins the fight, trading it back 1-1.
Ice water in his veins there. Way to stick with the Carnage. I mean, he was really low, and he knew there was no getting out of there anyway, so he went all in and got the kill. So way to stay calm there and keep your LG on that guy.
And Carnage is continuing to leap into the fight here. Just recovering a little bit more of his stack before he gets ready to take down what is now going to be the Scale Bearer. So he's using that a little bit earlier this time, Disco is. Primarily because of the fact that I think he might have been a little bit worried about Carnage trying to spawn frag him, and he wanted that extra HP. So it's a well-placed concern, considering that almost happened a few times back on the last map. But for Carnage, he's having a little bit of trouble locking down his opponent. There we go. Finally, he's found him here. Port goes out. Just uses it to push his opponent back, however, so that he can go and get this mega health. And oh, just gets destroyed his health pool when he tries to go in and get that armor. Nicely played by Disco. And now Disco's got a great opportunity to lock it down. Carnage kind of messed up that jump a little bit. He was still able to get to the second level with it. But Carnage is on a health recovery mission. He's still 10 seconds away from the mega. And out into the open. This is dangerous, man. Missed that jump as well, so now he's going to fight in the back here. Thankfully, he has these little health balls to pick up if he wants to. But Disco just shooting it to either side, slowly ticking him down. He's at 31. He did do 100 damage before going down, but Disco still got the kill. However, there's now a chance for Carnage to chase this out. He's got him low. That's now gone, though, as the armor's already been picked up by discoRyne, and he is back up to around 100 HP as well.
Yeah, Carnage, went down those stairs a little carelessly, and Disco had some great, rockets waiting for him and a follow-up rail to go with, to complete the combo. I mean, he took away Carnage's complete stack. You just got to be careful walking down to that heavy armor area.
There we go. Disco again, tagging into this one, tries to charge into his opponent, but the quick spin, and there we go. Disco completes it. There's his first round. 2 more to go, and he gets the double run back maps there, as he did the same exact thing back on Blood Run. He's going to try to do it again here. If he does it again, that's going to be crushing for Carnage.
Yeah, Carnage's got to close it right now. I mean, don't let this guy go to round 5 again. I mean,
at that point, discoRyne's going to be the favorite in my books. Talking about the track record, anyway. And it's going to be super slow here on this round. Disco just panic a little bit there. Thinks the Carnage is staying close to him. It's not necessarily the case. Although you can certainly hear him from up on top there in the mega health room. And Carnage is going to be able to swing in. He'll get that pickup and attempt to run away with it here now. But for Disco, he's also got the armor along with a little bit of excess health still.
Doesn't have a rocket launcher yet. That could Carnage is such a good ambush. It can mess Disco up. He needs to get a rocket.
Disco's smart. He chose not to move there during the visor. It did obviously give away his position, but he could listen very carefully and hear the Carnage also wasn't moving, so there wasn't much of a reason for him to move. Now, by doing that, he does keep his position a secret, as he could have gone anywhere after that timer expired. And he was so far away from Carnage anyway that it really wouldn't have mattered. So he's trying to bait him into going up this jump pad here. Disco also doesn't really have a whole lot right now. He's got the rail and lightning. He hasn't gotten rockets just yet, though. He does have a decent stack, but he also has not managed to scavenge any additional weapons, so he is a little bit limited in terms of what he brings to the table in terms of firepower.
Yeah, any close quarter situation, if Carnage is waiting for him with the rocket launcher, he's going to be in a world of hurt right now.
Yeah, Disco wanted to take the fight, it seemed, diving back in. At the very least, getting him a tad closer to the armor spawn now, and that was about to come back up, so he claims that one. Carnage is still controlling the Mega Health, so Disco has not been able to steal that away yet. Oh, a little bit awkward in here, but Disco makes some decent damage with the rails. He just needs to get his opponent down. It's really rough to fight with the LG, not the rails. It's a little bit hard to fight with the LG at that range, and your opponent does have a high ground. But now he's over to the rails, doing some work with it, and finally to the rockets, and he's picked those up. However, Carnage almost reversed it, but the LG didn't do nearly enough damage to not melt out that armor quickly enough. So it is Disco that claims the first kill again here in round number 4.
Yeah, good reverse of position there. Carnage was a little careless, standing out in the middle of the Mega Health area. It's very exposed. Disco landed a nice rail to get things started. Grabbed the rocket launcher and got aggressive with it.
Immediately gets the second kill too. Very aggressive from Carnage now. Still thinks he can dominate Disco like he was doing back at the beginning of the second map, but that was a long time ago, and that's not happening anymore here. So Carnage once again in a bad position and forced to 1v3 as he's down to his nicks here, potentially pushing this up to round 5 again, with Disco being able to complete the reverse sweep.
Yeah, Carnage not in great shape to challenge his Mega Health. His Ghost Walk is down. He doesn't have any extra stack. If Disco gets good position here, which Disco actually made a little error here. It doesn't have great position. Carnage should get this Mega Health. And now the separation on the timers is gone as well. So definitely an error by Disco maybe.
Disco's on the run right now. As Carnage almost got to the point where you can hunt him down there, but couldn't find it. Carnage has also lost the position of Disco here, so they are back to fighting it out. Disco, though, can really just delay at this point if he wants to, but he might be able to lock down the last kill right here. No, Carnage is still safe up top. Oh,
wow.
What a way to end it. We saw that one coming. I didn't know if it was going to line up or not, but there you go. Another Dire Orb frag comes out from Disco. And with that, he is able to complete the kill, complete the round, tie it up at 2-2, and take this all the way to round 5.
Just wow. Wow, here we go. This is it. Winner take all. What a match. Holy cow.
Goes all the way. I think in all 3 maps it's done this as well. It's managed to go all the way to all 5 rounds. So, complete play out here. This has been a great pace. This has been some great Quake. And it's going to come down to this last final round to see who makes it into regionals. The last player, well, they're going to have to come back next week.
Yeah, if Carnage drops this, man, he's gonna really look back at this as one that got away. So hopefully, I mean, see what he does here. Oh, great rail to start off.
You're gonna have to port back in now. Disco's already used his Dire Orb to get close up, and while Carnage, he's also gonna try to leap into the fight here and challenge Disco if at all possible. But Disco escapes, gets himself down below. He's able to get out of this fight. Going to continue to leap around here, and there's the Dire Orb push. It's going to go way past its point, though. But he's getting close. Oh, my goodness, just needs one more shot. But, oh, no, at the very end of it, Carnage gets the reversal. Didn't even have that much HP left over either. In fact, when he gets this the Mega Health that he just picked up there, it doesn't even fully restore his HP. It only brings him up to 103. Nice charge from the newly spawned player here, discoRyne, though. And he is going to be able to push in, steal the armor. It doesn't last very long, granted. But at the very least, he stops Carnage from getting in and building up another stack.
Yeah, Carnage would have been fully stacked if he would have got that, especially after winning a fight with 3 HP. I mean, that.
And Carnage.
A little surprised he didn't dive in on the heavy armor right after the mega health pickup, but he's got the lead, you know, so I guess he doesn't want to do anything too reckless right now.
He's going to again find himself trying to scavenge some of these pickups here and hold aggressive control of mega health. He can hear his opponent stomping through right there. There's the first rocket, the charge to escape now as Disco wants to get out of there. Does not want to take too much health loss. In fact, he doesn't. Carnage gets the health pickup. Now he's going to dive downstairs, just making sure his opponent is going to try to contest him here. And there we go. The double stack is now built up for Carnage. He has a lot of health to play off of. In fact, almost just as much as his opponent. So he should be able to go for the re-engagement here soon and try to close out on the second kill.
Yeah, if you're Carnage, you definitely want a second kill here to give you some breathing.
Oh, nicely read by Disco, though. Gets some good damage in himself, and this is going to be close to charge in. It's a little bit messy, though, in fact. He dodges downstairs. Carnage not going to chase the kill out just yet. His opponent, however...
Oh, he could get aggressive here.
Still stuck downstairs. That armor's going to come back up. Disco needs it real bad, but he can't risk his life to do it. He's already down 1. Can't afford to go down 2, but he might find that fate anyway, as now he's going to go, gets the small armor, pick up, and just kills himself. He knows there's no escape, so he just ends it for himself there. Won't even give Carnage the extra kill on the meter.
Oh, nice.
And the read coming out here from
This
Carnage as well.
should be it
This
right
could
here.
lock it down, and at the very end, Disco tried to shut it out with the gauntlet, but not going to happen. Carnage, after so many rounds of intense combat, is going to be able to take it, and he will take the series 2-1, finally qualifying for the North American Regionals. Congratulations to Carnage. Very good fight being put up by discoRyne to almost complete a reverse sweep on 2 maps in a row. He did it once on Blood Run. He almost did it again here.